ठीक है. There was a message. So what was special about today's Monday?
Sir, last
Can
date.
anyone? Last date of?
सर सप्लीमेंट्री आज तक पूरी कर लेना था. सप्लीमेंट्री बुक द फुटप्रिंट्स विदाउट फीट.
So does only Bhargav remember this? Or do others also remember?
Yes, sir, we remember. Sir.
Let me see raised hands. How many of you remember? I'm not asking how many of you are prepared. Just raise hands. No, don't write anything here in the comment box. I want to see hands raised with the videos on. Turn your cameras on, everyone. And then show me your hands raised. Sneha, raise it properly, beta. You have a different way of raising hand. Ishak, neither I can see your hand nor your face. Even if you don't want to raise hand, you can show me your faces at least. It's fine that you could not prepare or you could not finish doing that. That's not an issue. But the thing is that you remembered or not. Okay. Now, is there anyone in the class? Good, I have seen most of the hands raised. Very nice. And thank you very much. Now, is there anyone in the class who is in a position to say that, yes, I've gone through the supplementary reader, I've gone through all the stories as you said? Don't worry, I'm not going to ask any question. Mitushi, very good. And Priyanshi, very nice. And who else? Okay.
So me.
Sakshi Prajapati. Very good, beta. So I've got 3 students who are prepared today. And for remaining, I'll have to wait one more day. For one more day. So fine, no problem. These 3 children who have done the things by today, who are those? One is Priyanshi, one is Mitushi, and one is Sakshi. Acha, see the common thing. The 3 girls who have completed today's task in time have in their names last 3 letters SHI. That's the common thing. Is there anyone else who has got SHI at the end of their names?
Sir,
No one.
Divyanshi.
Divyanshi. Someone else is telling that in Divyanshi's name SHI is there at last. Does Divyanshi
Yes.
herself doesn't know?
Sir, she is absent today.
No, I saw her name just now somewhere. She's not in the class.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So I would have seen some other name. Chalo, it reminds me to take attendance. Now it is 2:05, so let's go for attendance first. 52 are already in. So let me save it once quickly. And that is saved. This is class 10th A and B. English. Okay. Fine. So today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday, and day after tomorrow is Wednesday. We are starting with the activity of presentation from Wednesday. Let us finish whatever we were doing. Something was left, perhaps something is unfinished yet that we started in the previous class. So let us finish it today, and then in the next class, that is Wednesday, we shall be starting with the presentation of the lessons that I have assigned you. I have not yet assigned particular lesson to a student, but yes, I have asked everybody to read all the lessons. Okay, so I am extending this time for 2 more days. On Wednesday, I'll assign lessons, and then from the next class, you will start presenting. Got it? Today, I'm not assigning lessons. I'll assign it on Wednesday. If you all got it, just say yes once.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good, good, good. Okay. So, what we were doing, we were on Amanda, perhaps.
Yes, sir.
So, the poem
Yes,
was
sir.
done. Poem reading explanation was done, perhaps. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then only exercise is remaining.
Yes,
So
sir.
here, let me present my screen. हर्षवर्धन क्या दिख रहा है? Is my screen presented?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, except Harshvardhan, everybody said. And I asked him. Okay, he's not able to speak. There is some problem. He's trying, but perhaps could not. So I'll give this responsibility to Shramit.
Sir?
Turn your mic
Yes,
on.
sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
now keep on telling me what is visible on the screen.
सर वो सबकी वो आ रहा है, लिस्ट आ रही है और अभी पोएम आ रही है, पोएम का पेज आया है.
Okay. So we've seen the poem. The explanation was done. Now this is the exercise at the end of this poem. So we shall be doing this today. Shramit will just read questions one after another, and I am expecting students, all other students, to try and answer these questions one by one. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Whoever wants to answer may simply tell his or her name, then that student will be allowed to speak. Just tell your names, whoever wants to give an answer. Shramit, read the first question.
How old do you think Amanda is? How do you know this?
Okay. Who wants to tell?
Sir, Sneha.
Okay. Speak.
I think she's about 13 or 15 years old.
Okay.
I can know this because about the feeling she has suffering, about the that she thinks her parents is annoying her. That's why.
So a child of this age, according to you, should be thinking like this, should be feeling like this, and should be reacting like this to parents if they constantly keep on instructing her. This is what you tried to say, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any other answer? So she's an adolescent. This is what you meant. She's a teenager. She's a school going kid. Okay, because even if she is a teenager, above 16, 17, 18, then probably she would be a college student, and college students are not that much instructed by parents or elders. So you came to this conclusion that she would be somewhere between 13 and 15, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. Shramit, next question.
Who do you think is speaking to her?
Her mother. Sir,
Sir Sakshi,
Sakshi, speak.
her mother is speaking to her.
How do you know? Seeing the picture in the lesson.
sir,
Sir, because she is scolding also and
Okay.
sir,
And the
me.
kind of instructions given.
yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Someone else is also trying to speak.
Sir Srishti.
Srishti.
Sir, most probably the parent who is scolding is a mother, because in traditional Indian house, mothers are responsible for the future of the child and the conduct of the child. So, according to the instruction,
Especially a girl child.
especially a girl child, so Amanda
Yes.
mother is teaching her about the postures and how should she
Yes. Yes.
do everything.
Behaving. How she should be behaving. Okay, beta. Fine. Chalo, Shramit, next question.
Why are stanzas 2, 4, and 6 given in parentheses?
Parenthesis. In the brackets.
Parentheses.
This has been discussed twice or thrice before we started reading the poem.
Hmm.
Okay, so we do not need to discuss it once again. Next question, Shamit.
Who is the speaker in stanza 2, 4, and 6? Do you think this speaker is listening to the speaker in stanza 1, 3, 5, and 7?
Tell me.
Sir Srishti.
Sir Sakshi,
Just a minute, beta. Because Srishti has answered once, Sakshi has also answered once, and Sneha has answered once. So I want somebody else to try. Otherwise, I'll come back. Ramya, yes, beta.
Yes, sir. Sir, in stanzas 2, 4, and 6, the speaker is the child Amanda.
Okay.
And no, she's not trying. She's lost in her own. No, she is not listening to her mother, who is speaker in the stanzas 1, 3, 5, and 7. She is lost in her own dreams and in his old world, in his own world.
She is lost,
In
and
a
so
whole.
she's not paying any heed, any attention to what her mother is saying. And at the same time, she is fed up that she doesn't want to listen to her even. Okay? Good. Shamit,
What could Amanda do if she were a mermaid?
Sir Sakshi,
wait, Sakshi. Someone else.
Sir Priyanshi. Sir Shreya.
Okay, Priyanshi first.
Sir, if Amanda would be a mermaid, she would sit near the Emerald Sea, and she would blissfully she would swim in the water. She is the queen of her own. She would be the queen of her own life. So she could do whatever she wants. And she will not be instructed by anyone else.
Yes. Freely swim, freely move, freely do whatever she wants at her own will. You used a very good phrase, she'll be the queen of her own life or of her own world. And she wants to be in her own world. Okay. Now, who was the other girl who wanted to answer? Shreya. Yes, Shreya.
Yes, sir. If she would be a mermaid, then she would she would swim anywhere she wants, and no one will be there to instruct how to sit or how to what not to do or what to do. And that's why she thought to be a mermaid.
Instruct and interfere in her freedom. There won't be anyone. Okay. Fine. When we were talking about this allusion of Mermaid and Rapunzel. At that time, when I said why she wanted to be like mermaid or wanted to be a mermaid, we were writing some responses in the chat box that day, and it was Saurabh who wrote something. Saurabh, is my memory good?
Sir, what?
You wrote something in the chat box that day about mermaid, about being a mermaid.
No, sir. Sir, I didn't write
तो
anything.
कार्तिकेय ने लिखा
Sir.
था।
कार्तिक है। हाँ, ये दोनों में मैं कंफ्यूज हो जाता हूँ। ये कार्तिक पर है।
क्या लिखा था?
कार्तिक है।
Yes, sir. I remember.
You remember? Then would you like to tell here in the class?
She would swim away from her parents.
She would swim away. She would stay away, get away from her parents. He wrote this thing in the chat box that day when I was asking. Shramit, next question.
Is Amanda an orphan? Why does she say so?
Sir, Shreya.
Yes, Shreya.
Sir, Amanda is not an orphan. She is saying so because she thinks that an orphan has more freedom than a child having parents. And an orphan child can do anything what he or she wants.
Okay, this is what she felt.
Yes, sir.
But do you think it is incorrect? It is not right?
Sir, it's right,
Yes.
but I also want to add something.
Add it.
Sir, her parents were continuously instructing her and nagging her all the time. So she wants to imagine herself without parents, and she wants freedom. So she imagine her an orphan, so she could roam around carelessly, and she would be free from all the nagging.
Okay. Yes. This was the extent of her frustration. She was so much annoyed by the constant nagging, by the constant interference, by the constant instructions, that she even reached to the limit of considering herself an orphan. She even reached to the limit of wishing to be an orphan. Orphan means simply without parents, which is very, very unfair, which is very, very unfair wish on the part of any child in this world. But because of the extent of frustration, she thought like this. Okay? Shramit?
Yes, sir. Do you know the story of Rapunzel? What does she want? Why does she want to be a Rapunzel?
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel. Yes.
Sir, Srishti.
Sir, Sakshi.
Chalo. First Sakshi, then Srishti.
Rapunzel's story revolves around her life on a tower. Rapunzel was made to live on a high tower by a witch. She eventually got used to living there. She was happy and satisfied with her life. Rapunzel had very long golden hair, using which the witch used to pay her a visit. The fate of Rapunzel took a turn when one day a prince came to meet her using her hair. The witch had punished both of them by separating them. Finally, they met after a couple of years, only to be united forever this time. So Amanda wishes to live like Rapunzel on a high tower, away from everyone. She seeks peace and harmony. That is the reason Amanda wishes to be like Rapunzel. However, she also makes a point that in order to avoid being disturbed, she would never let her hair down for anyone to climb to her. She needs nowhere to make her life happy.
Srishti, are you left with anything to say now?
No, sir. तूने इतने continuously कैसे बोला इतना सारा?
No, she was reading. She has written it somewhere. She has prepared before coming to the class. That is also a good thing that you come prepared. You prepare. Yes.
I've
See what
written the
happens. Yes, yes, very good, beta. There's nothing wrong in that. If you prepare
Sir,
for the
I've
class
already
before
written.
coming to class, what? Good, good, good. No problem. But she has told the complete story of Rapunzel. Even if I show you the movie of Rapunzel, then you won't find anything more than this. Do you want to see the movie? I have this in my computer.
No, sir.
I also don't want to show. Okay, so have you got the story?
Yes, sir. She
Yes,
was
sir.
a
Tell
friend
me.
of
Yes,
hers
sir.
and she was an extrovert. बस यही था.
Fine. Shamit, next question.
What does a girl yearn for?
Yearn.
What does this poem tell you about Amanda?
Sir Charu.
Okay.
The girl yearns for a life of freedom. The poem tells us that she is an imaginative girl who is curtailed by her unimaginative parents.
Hmm. Anything more?
Hmm.
Who is this?
The
Srishti.
Srishti.
Okay, beta, bolo.
So, what is the meaning of
Sir,
unimaginative?
हाँ बेटा.
So, what is the meaning of unimaginative?
किसने पूछा?
Imaginative.
Unimaginative.
Unimaginative or an imaginative girl? What are you saying? Because these two are opposite words. Imaginative and unimaginative.
सर जो चारू ने बोला था unimaginative. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. See, imaginative is somebody who imagines, who goes into imaginations, who is lost. That is imaginative. And unimaginative is somebody who wants to be in the real world, in the practical world.
Okay, sir.
Have you got the difference between the two words?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, because the answer given by Charu was not all, it needs something more for the explanation.
Sir, me Srishti.
Yes.
A girl like Amanda earned from freedom because she was getting continuous nagging and instructions by her parents, and she was fed up with all the nagging which was done by her parents. She wants to live alone, all alone, like an orphan. Even she told she want to be like a Rapunzel and never get out of the tower. She was in such a high of frustration. She was so frustrated by all the nagging and continuously instructing her. She wants to be alone, and this was all she was yearning for.
Yearning for.
Yearning.
Okay. Okay, fine. Does someone else want to add anything to it?
Sir,
Yes.
she was also yearning for some space in her life from her mother, from her parents.
Space in what sense, beta? Because she was constantly instructing, that also was, she was trying to have some space in her life. She wanted some space for herself in her life. You should say this. She wanted her parents to allow her to lead a life of her own choice, of her own ways also. This is what she was yearning for. Got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
Shamit, last question.
Read the last stanza. Do you think Amanda is sulking and is moody?
This is the last stanza. I have got it. Her mother says, "Stop that sulking at once." Do you think she was sulking? Do you think she was moody?
No.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No.
Some.
Yes, sir.
Don't you think she was moody?
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, she was frustrated.
No, sir.
Even if she was moody, it was her mother who spoiled her mood, isn't it? What can you see on the screen?
So the meaning of
Sir.
Yes.
Sorry.
The meaning of sulk.
Hmm. Read it.
To be silent. Smile. To be silent and refuse to smile or pleasant to people.
To be silent and refuse to smile or be pleasant to people because you're angry about something that they have done.
Do you think she was sulky?
No, sir.
No. Sure.
No, sir.
Sir.
Okay. She was not like that, but because of the constant troubles given to her by her mother, she started appearing like this. She became like this. Otherwise, she was not as a person. She was not like that. This is what you meant to say. Now, here there are few things which Eklavya also has. I've taken it from the same website that Eklavya uses. Right, Eklavya?
Sir, which one?
That I don't know, but I know this is the same website.
Sir, I didn't get it.
Okay. So Eklavya, read the central idea of this poem loudly.
Yes, sir. Central idea of the poem. The greatest wealth that a child wants to possess in is his her life, is his her freedom. So can you zoom
Okay. Uh,
just a little bit?
little bit means 150%. Enough?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
And the thing that he or she never likes is the constant nagging, unwanted instruction, and even overprotection of the parent. Amanda is the story of a young girl who is constantly controlled and instructed to do one thing or the other by her parents. Every child wants to enjoy the dreamy and romantic world of his her life or of his her
Childhood.
childhood. She doesn't want to cut his romantic and fascinating world of hers short. So, any kind of instruction or interference curtails her freedom. She doesn't want to be denied chocolate and wants to sit and have and behave exactly as she wants. She would rather indulge in fantasies than clean her room or her shoes. She wants to postpone growing up. She wants to remain a child for just a little bit longer.
Maddie, are you there? No. I think this. Okay, Maddie is in some other class. Fine, leave it, leave it. I want somebody else to read this.
Sir Charu.
Srishti.
Somebody from boys. Yes, Harshit.
Sir Sakshi.
Harshit.
Yes, sir. Main points of the poem. First, the little girl Amanda is biting her nail. Second, her mother asking her not to do it. Third, Amanda is putting her shoulders down to one side. Fourth, her mother asks her to lift up her shoulders and adopt the right posture. Fifth, Amanda seems to be stooping on one side. Sixth, her mother asks her to sit up straight. 7. Amanda doesn't bother what her mother says. 8. She is lost in a world of dreams and fantasy. 9. She imagines herself as a mermaid. 10. She lives in a peaceful emerald sea all alone. 11. She is moving all around freely and blissfully like a mermaid. 12. Amanda's mother asks if she has finished her homework. 13. She asks if she has made her room tidy and clean.
Don't tell numbers. Just read the points. Don't tell numbers.
Okay. Amanda's mother Aman- Amanda's mother reminds her that she instructed her to clean her shoes and she hasn't done so. Amanda doesn't care a bit what her mother says to her. She is again in the world of dream and fantasy. She prefers to be an orphan let living such a life. She wants to roam around the streets freely and aimlessly. She wants to walk on the soft dust with her bare feet. The pressing of the feet will create design on the soft dust. She loves silence, and freedom is the sweetest thing that she values in her life. Again, Amanda's mother stops her from eating chocolate. She must remember that eating chocolate might cause her some problem. Her mother reminds her to observe good manners. She must not look the other way when her mother is speaking to her. Again, Amanda ignores her mother. She imagines herself as Rapunzel living in a tower where there is a reign of peace, reign of peace and tranquility. Amanda is proud of her beautiful hair and would not let them down like Rapunzel. Amanda's mother calls her moody. She asks her to stop being sulky and unhappy at once. If she remains unhappy, people will think that her mother has been nagging her.
Okay, beta, good. Is there anything out of these two things that have been just now read by these children? Central idea of the poem and main points of the poem. Is there anything that you are not clear with or you want me to explain?
No, sir.
Okay. We have had enough of explanation. Then we have extracts with some questions that all I will post on the WhatsApp group. You can go through it. You can prepare. Answers are also there. And then at last, the answers that you have given right now. The questions that we were discussing and you gave the answers. You can have a quick look of that also. First question, it was told by Sneha. She said 12 or 13. Exactly 12 or 13 is given here. But what I said is not only up to 13, but up to 15 you can consider. And then who is speaking? Mother is speaking. And Srishti perhaps gave a good reason also why could this be her mother. Then next question we did not talk about because it has already been discussed many times. Then this one, did Sakshi answer or Romya answer perhaps?
Yes, sir, Romya.
Romya gave this answer. Okay. So what she said is very much similar to what is written here. In the form of a fairy, she does not listen to the speaker of stanzas 1, 3, 5, 7 as she is daydreaming girl. She is lost in her own thoughts. Then next question. If she was a mermaid. This was also told perhaps by Priyanshi first, then one more student, and then Kartikeya also told. Go through the answers because these are very much similar to what you told. It is clear in stanza 4, she says so because she wants to have freedom, which perhaps she does not have to be parental child, to be a parental child. Being a parental child, being a child living with parents, she was not enjoying the freedom she wanted. And so she wanted to be away or without her parents. Story of Rapunzel was told in far more details than what is given here by Sakshi. Am I right? Hmm. Then what does she yearn for? And she yearns for freedom. That's it. The speaker thinks that Amanda is sulking. In fact, Amanda is not happy with her surroundings. She often escapes to the world of daydreams. That is why when she comes back from those dreams to the world of harsh reality, she seems to be sulking, but she is not actually sulking. What is this then? Sarcastic. Negative. Achha, I have shifted to other questions. Because answers are visible here, so I should not be asking these questions to you. Okay, that's it. Anything that anybody wants to say or discuss about this poem? We have spent 2 full periods for this. We have discussed all the questions. We have discussed all the stanzas turn by turn. And we have given enough time to this poem because this is the feeling of a child of your age group. So you can very much relate to this. And I hope everything is clear now. No questions? Okay, fine. So turn your cameras on. Before we leave the class, show me your faces. I would like to take attendance once again. Okay. So I'm going for attendance once again. Okay. So now it's time to say Sairam and leave the class. But don't forget, on Wednesday, I want all of you to let me know, to tell me from your own side that you completed supplementary reader. And we are starting with the presentation of supplementary reader from the next class. I'll be assigning lessons, and then only that particular lesson needs to be explained or presented by you, not all lessons. Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Saram, sir. Saram, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sairam sir, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.